Hello, I'm Josh George. It's time for your New Year's Six and playoff predictions from college football. Well, it's going to be quite the week. Here's our first game, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. We have Penn State and Memphis. Now, Memphis' head coach Mike Norvell has left and is taking a kind of hands-off role in this one because he's been named the new Florida State head coach. Now, to Penn State, Clifford is going to be the key for them winning the game. The key for Penn State is Clifford going out as quarterback and having a good game, being a game manager and keeping focused. For Memphis, they're going to have to run the football to win the game and own the line of scrimmage. If the American Conference wants to prove that they're, quote, a Power 6 conference, then they need to win this game by being physical. To tell you the truth, I think Clifford's going to do it, and I think Penn State wins 34-23. Now to the Orange Bowl. For Virginia, the key to winning this game is Bryce Perkins running the football and throwing the football. He needs to own this game and come out there and dominate. Find a way to beat up this Florida defense. I think that he's going to look really good in the game. I think he's going to play well. The question is, will it be good enough against Florida? Now, Florida, the key for them is their defense. Now, their defense has only allowed more than 30 points against LSU. So they've looked pretty stout so far, and they held Florida State to 17 points in a 40-17 victory. So this whole team looks pretty hot right now to me. So I've got the Gators in this one by a score of 40-21. To the Rose Bowl game. I think the Rose Bowl's going to be a really good bowl. The granddaddy of them all, Jonathan Taylor, running back for Wisconsin, against Justin Herbert. I think it's going to be one of those games that comes down to who can lead that, who has the ball last and can lead that drive, that game-winning drive to win by a field goal or something. And you know what? I kind of think it's Oregon, and the reason is Mario Cristobal. His O-line looked super dominant when they played Utah, and Wisconsin's D-line. I know that they've got some sack masters on that. 2 guys in the top 10 of sacks in the NCAA currently, but they didn't look good against Ohio State in that second half. I've got the Ducks, 23, Wisconsin, 20. Now to the Sugar Bowl. Georgia and Baylor. The question always is, how focused is Georgia in this one? They're number 5 again. Maybe could have been in the college football playoff. You know what? It's a coaching battle, though. It's going to be Kirby Smart against Matt Rhule. And Matt Rhule, this team's going to be physical. They're gonna look good. They're gonna try to dominate the line of scrimmage. Georgia prides themselves on controlling the line of scrimmage, and they have all season except against LSU. And you know what? I think this is going to look similar. Georgia's going to come in wanting to dominate the line of scrimmage. If Baylor can get the passing game going, Baylor has a huge chance to win. And I don't think Baylor's going to be able to run the football, though, against this Georgia D-line. So it's going to come down to Denzel Mims catching the football and making plays. He did not have a catch against Oklahoma, and they went to overtime and lost. If he has a couple catches, make some big plays, give me the Bears, 28, the Dogs, 27. Now to the Peach Bowl. We've got the top 2 Heisman finalists in this one. Joe Burrow, of course, the winner in that one. And he's going to have himself a game. It just seems that way to me. The key for LSU, let Joe Burrow play well. The receivers, hold on to the ball. Don't beat yourselves. Because it's one of those games that you should win. And probably you should win convincingly. Now, the key
Merry Christmas.
for
What are you doing this year?
Oklahoma is kind of Jalen Hurts, but really to an extent, it's kind of their defense. And if you're picking up on what's coming through the screen right now, let's just say they need to play like a sauerkraut sandwich with arsenic sauce on it. That's the only way that they're going to contain Joe Burrow. They're going to need to play as nasty as Mr. Grinch, and of course, Alex Grinch. We're going to see how he does scheming against Burrow, because the offense is going to score at least 30 points. I've got OU scoring 31, LSU 35. Now, to Ohio State and Clemson. Ohio State was the first team ever to have 2 finalists on both sides of the ball for the Heisman, and both of those guys are going to do a lot of traveling because they were nominated for several awards. Clemson, however, Trevor Lawrence, snubbed for the Heisman. They're number 3. They felt snubbed all season. I think they're going to put on a show if they can protect the ball and play smart. I just feel like it's LSU's game to lose, or it's Clemson's game to lose. So I've got Clemson beating the Buckeyes 30-24. Now, the national championship. We've got Clemson and LSU, according to how I have it playing out, in New Orleans. Pretty much a home game for Burrow and LSU. Honestly, I feel like LSU is the more physical team, and they've got the better passing game. And this will be a game of defensive coordinators once again. Can Brett Venables be the guy that stops Joe Burrow? And Trevor Lawrence is going to try to run the football. So can David Arondre be the guy for LSU that stops Trevor Lawrence? I think it's going to come down to who gets the most stops, who has the gutsy play call on 4th down and gets it on 4th down. Is it going to be Edo's squad, or is it going to be Clemson? Well, it's hard to repeat. I know no number 1 has ever won the title, but I went LSU 34, Clemson 33. Have a fun week of college football.